want to talk about Miss Tasha K. Okay, I have to give a shout out on that. All right, because Tasha K says that she's so glad that the judge threw out the Kevin Hart bogus extortion claims. Y'all know Kevin Hart dropped a lawsuit against Tasha K as well as his former assistant because she did a sit down interview with Tasha K and pretty much talked a lot about what she witnessed while working for this man. And the girl signed an NDA and everything. When she left from working with Kevin Hart, I think they may have paid her like $90,000. I think it was either $30,000 or $90,000. I really feel like it was like $90,000. Maybe it was $30,000 and that was enough for like $10,000 a month. It was either 30 or 90. Okay, I'm sure y'all will keep me honest in the comments. Okay, so now Kevin wanted all that money back from her because she violated the NDA and anything else. Okay, he probably also wanted her to pay for the attorney fees and stuff, the court fees and stuff. So yeah, he was definitely suing her for that. He tried to get Tasha K tied up on extortion claims because Tasha K allegedly reached out to him and his team, or at least not Tasha K directly, but he said that someone from her team reached out to them and said, hey, we have this interview. We're about to release it. If you don't want us to release it, then you need to pretty much send us like $250,000 or something like that. And he was like, I'm not sending y'all nothing. So with that, he decided to draft up an extortion lawsuit. Now, for me, out the gate, I did kind of call like some like red flag on this because I'm like, something's off. Like, what that got to do with Tasha? If anything, you should sue the person that has the NDA when it comes to extortion claims. One of the other reasons why I pulled out a red flag on this was because you used those same extortion claims against one of your best friends when it came down to the whole SEX tape leaking. And then that was ended up, I believe, proven to not be true, that it was your friend. But the I would say the media never cared to come out and clear that up. And I'm sure that man lost a lot. So I don't know if he sued Kevin or what was going on with that, but I would have sued him because you tried to put some claims out on me and you lied about it and it wasn't true. And then all of that was found out to not be true. And I don't hear no media rushing to clear that up. Right? So it's one thing about it, girl, that a dog gonna use some old tricks, honey, and the old trick was giving heavy on the extortion. Okay, so according to her, she says the judge threw out the bogus extortion claims, says that's his forever go-to line these days, it seems like. Yikes. My lawyers made progress getting half of these so-called claims thrown out today. Now, if Tasha's attorneys have gotten this thrown out, it's definitely giving to me that she done got some new attorneys, as she should have, because Miss Ma'am that did her Cardi B case, that lady, I think Tasha wasn't, because I think that was like her first big lawsuit or first lawsuit ever. I don't think she was really knowledgeable because I think the person she hired was like a criminal attorney. And I'm like, girl, no ma'am. Okay, so you have to get somebody that's skilled in what the hell you finna go to court for. All right, so that lady it was terrible. Terrible representation. So I'm sure she's gotten some new people. And preferably probably attorneys that are in the of course, I'm sure somebody that's over there in California that deals with this type of stuff on a regular. So she's saying that they got many of the or half of those so-called claims thrown out. She says that we have 2 more claims we are actively fighting regarding interference with NDA and defamation. Now, again, I feel like there were a lot of questions asked, but I don't think there was a lot of defamation coming from the end of Tasha. I feel like she may have gotten a little better. I'm not saying she 100% there, but I think she may have gotten a little better when it comes to that, to avoid additional lawsuits, right? But I feel like if anybody defames your character, it would have been that person, like the other folks. Like, I don't know how I feel about this because we are going to get into a Alexis Sky and this other situation where conversation happened with Mendices. And Yandy was brought up by way of somebody. And maybe as I get into that subject later, it'll help me figure out how I feel about this one. Because it's like, should Alexis Sky be held responsible for what somebody else is saying about you? Is defamation? Maybe held responsible as far as that. You let them disrespect me like that. But as far as defamation, I don't know, possibly if you're using your platform to allow the person to defame said person, then possibly you would be responsible. At least that's what I think. But I guess it's all based on what the court of law would think if one uses their platform to allow another to defame them. I guess that is a representation of your business. Kind of like, I guess, when I think about writers that write for different news articles, let's say it was Rolling Stone or something, and somebody wrote an article that defamed someone and they wanted to sue, they're probably going to sue both of them. They're going to sue Rolling Stone as well as the writer because you allowed them to display such form of defamation on your platform. So when I put it like that, possibly. But then for her to violate the NDA, that you're going to have to wipe off the table because I feel like she didn't violate anything because she never signed anything with you. Just because a person knows that there's an NDA in place, that don't mean nothing. Because when I think about also news stations, when they're sitting down and they're interviewing people and they may ask, was the NDA put in place? Yes, it was put in place. But that's not going to stop the interviewer, Gail Roberts or whoever, Oprah, from going further and asking said question, because that's on you about whether you choose to violate that NDA. And then I guess it's also on Oprah, Gail, whoever, that if that person defames them on that platform, then I guess they could go after them. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? So that's just, yeah, I'm kind of like, I see it. Okay, but let's keep going. She says, but this is the last time I speak on this moral clause lawsuit, quote unquote. I'm just happy that my name was cleared on that extortion because no one ever attempted to extort from my team. And then she goes on to talk more about this over on her YouTube and Facebook channel. Okay. So, yeah, that's interesting. Somebody says, why is Tasha K going on tour? Does she moonlight as a comedian? I've never heard of booking a stage for celebrity gossip. So y'all know I was there in Miami with Tasha along with Bondi. We were there together, and Tasha put on the show. And it was kind of like toting the lines a bit of comedy, but it was good as fuck. It was like a mixture of what she already does on her channel, and it definitely, the laughter, the comedian style, aspect of it. I thought it was good. I don't always see the funny in myself, but I've had friends tell me for years, like, dog, you funny as hell. And I'd be like, I'm just like, what are you talking about? I'm just being me. I'm just saying what I say. What are you talking about? But then as I've created my platform here on YouTube, a lot of y'all tell me the same thing. So it was a bit like, I like to see that Tasha was doing her thing because I'm like, shit, I could see me doing this shit one day. You know what I'm saying? People often are telling me like, Jami, you missed your calling. I think you need to be in comedy, bitch. When is the comedy show? Are questions that I get in my in my comment section. So if I were to venture out and do comedian or do this or that, like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody to question like, girl, you talk SHI on the YouTube or whatever. You're a commentator. When did you become a comedian or whatever like that? I became one when I felt like becoming one. Catch. So I don't think anything's wrong with that. I don't think the person really meant any harm by their comment either. I think she was just asking. I never heard of I never heard of booking a stage for celebrity gossip. Well, girl, listen, because I don't see how, because when you think about it, a lot of times comedians do get on stages and not only do they speak on their personal situations, but they tie in also celebrity gossip because that's what connects everybody. Yeah, some of your personal life situations, there are a few people that's going to be able to relate to what you've been through in life and you can make a funny part of it. But then also way more people can relate to the story that was out here about Kevin Hart or Marlon Wayans or Amanda Seals or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't too much different for real. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just, what I think. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for the super chat. You said it's a character or the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Somebody says, I don't even watch reality TV, but I listen to your commentary because I like your personality and humor. Thank you, CEO. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, somebody else says, but Wendy gets called a queen for doing the same thing. Y'all love to pick and choose. Listen, and Wendy was very reckless in her day before she got that television show and had to tone it down a bit. Okay, because I'll never forget the way Judge Mathis dragged the dog out of Wendy on her channel because of allegations that came up and she was forcefully asking questions. I'll never forget when I think it was Whitney Houston that called into the radio station and Wendy was trying to give Whitney the third degree and Whitney had to give her that pushback. So Wendy was definitely a mess. And for some reason, Wendy elevated to be the big star that she was. I don't know how things will work for a person during today's time and, today's age, because I think that society is very sensitive. And they're going to complain about every little thing. And if they don't, like you or whatever, like they're just not going to give you as much of a pass now as they may have given certain people back then, but also, I will say this. Sometimes, despite what the audience is saying and who y'all like, who y'all don't like, and sometimes analytics speaks bigger than anything. So if you have the numbers and you can pull in the viewership and you can make it make sense, they might consider trying you out and seeing what it is that you can do. And just because people start out not liking you here doesn't mean that they won't grow to like you later. And I think that's what ended up happening with Wendy. They probably couldn't stand her on the radio show. But when she got her TV show, it could have been different because she had to show it somewhat of a different person as well, because you talking that SHI behind their radio. Okay, I think was it Total or somebody? Did somebody come up to the radio station trying to fight her? I can't remember. But anywho, whereas when you're sitting in these people's face, you probably can't be as aggressive with them on television and stuff as you are on the phone and telling your stories and stuff from the radio station, right? You probably have to tone it down, but still get your point across and still ask your questions. You still have to do your due diligence to make it entertaining for the audience and to bring in the viewership and the books for the network. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just never know. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just, somebody says, girl, y'all a mess. Someone says he always pulled that when a blog get a hold of his mischief. If he treated his wife accordingly, this wouldn't even be a thing. Hashtag accountability. Now this right here, I cannot disagree with. I cannot disagree with it. Okay, somebody says so much hate in these comments, but many of you cannot comprehend and read. Ooh, child, a mess. Not meanwhile you got caught hiding funds from Cardi. Kevin should be the least of your worries. So whoa, girl, y'all are a tough crowd. Ma'am, you have zero credibility, and whatever he said you did. Whoa, you just luckily found a judge that sided with you for once. Be quiet. Oh my. Well, I don't think it's bad, because I mean she still has the NDA and the defamation on the table. You know what I'm saying? But if she got a piece of a win, I don't think it's bad to highlight that you at least have a piece of a win to remove that extortion portion. I don't think nothing wrong with that. But I mean, yeah, she do still owe Cardi assets. Different things was found. That's according to what people have been saying. Like it is given, girl. You was hiding funds, and where the hell that coin at? I do get it. Somebody said, Tasha, but you said Ashanti wasn't pregnant. I am on the floor. No, ma'am. Now, Tasha, did you say that? Now, who gave you that information, girl? Because whoever gave you that information was a person that was trying not to let that tea out as it had already been let the hell out. They was trying to preserve whatever they could so that Ashanti can make her own grand announcement. Yeah, Tasha K was saying that, or at least somebody alleged that Tasha K said that Ashanti was not pregnant, okay? And I feel like whoever told her that tea was trying to not let everything out. And being that Tasha has a large following, I believe they believe that if we get this to Tasha, we can kind of calm down a lot of, what's being said. But also, I don't like that, because then y'all gave this lady information. This is my assumption, okay? I don't know where she got it from, but I'm assuming that she got it from somebody from Ashanti's camp. Y'all gave this lady information trying to debunk the rumors, knowing that it was indeed true. So now that she puts this information out, it's another hit to her where it's like, oh, damn, Tasha's a liar yet again. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, I don't even know how you go about vetting this information. I don't know how you go about vetting this information, but I would get tired of them playing with my good name. I would, y'all gonna have to send me video, current video with a timestamp showing me that this lady is not pregnant. Okay, child, I feel like, I know Tasha got this big ass lawsuit with Cardi B. She owed that lady $4 million, and y'all gonna rag on her every time. But is it bad? I ain't gonna say bad, but is it? Am I the only one? I'll say this. Am I the only one that don't see Jason Lee get dragged the way people do Tasha, all because Tasha got a lawsuit behind her, but Jason Lee literally sat up there and said that the queen was dead? And the queen wasn't dead. I don't think the queen died until about 6 months to a year later. And my stupid ass was one of the people sitting up there talking about something. Well, I believe it until I see her outside. She dead. Didn't I say that? Next thing you know, they got the lady propped up in the damn car like she driving. Like she okay. First of all, I don't believe those images. I feel like that was fake. Y'all had this lady down to her bed and we did not see the queen. And then now y'all got us thinking that she really around here driving around the palace. So somebody was definitely lying. She may not have been dead to the bed, but she was giving every bit of sick to the bed. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like I learned a piece of a lesson, girl. I'm going to have to wait before I sit up there with Jason and be on song. I believe it. No, ma'am. Okay. It was about her time, though. Shit. May she rest. Ain't she gone? Whew, may she rest, honey. But anyway, I just feel like we give it to Tasha, but I don't feel like we give it to Jason Lee enough. Okay? And y'all better not give it to Jason too tough, because Jason said he's a city councilman now. Okay? Jason said, I'm above you hoes. Jason said, I'm above you hoes. And can I just talk about Jason Lee for just a minute? And I know people gonna be mad, and I'm gonna let y'all. But I gotta be honest, okay? Thank you so much, Amina, for the super chat. Let's not forget that back during the radio gossip days, social media wasn't what it is today. Very, very true. Very true. No, scandals are magnified rapidly. Very true. No more hiding love. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. So yes, let me tell you, okay, with Jason Lee, I feel like Jason Lee has definitely revamped himself. He often shows himself, his true character, how he really be feeling shy. But at the same time, I feel like he has been able to like revamp, to go from being like somewhat of a blogger over there on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't know he was much of a blogger. I don't know who he may have worked for then, but I do know that he was on Love and Hip Hop. And then after that, Hollywood Unlocked came about. And then at least that's when I became privy to it. And then it started being everywhere. Now he had the little podcast or radio station with what's her name? I think it was Melissa, who's now over there with Joe Budden and stuff. But I didn't like how he used to overtalk people, and it was always like him being able to say what he want to say. Like he had his issues, but being able to like revamp, and then he went to doing like in-person interviews, which is where for me, when he would just do the couch in front of the window and stuff like that, I liked that Jason Lee when he got to that place, because he didn't come off as annoying, not allowing people to talk. Now, granted, he would insert himself in the conversations of the celebrities to talk about himself and bring up how I know I was at that party. Or, that nigga had called me, to show how much of an end he is with the celebrities, right? But I still liked that Jason Lee, like when he sat down with, I believe it was Lotto and some other people and Nene, or whatever. But you know what? I think Nene could have been, was that in person? I feel like maybe he did more than one interview with Nene. But either way, I didn't mind it. Then he went on from Hollywood Unlocked to doing Gag. That wasn't a bad show. Then he did the podcast where he would get back to the place of, it seemed like making people feel like they were stupid. And he would kind of like overtalk them. or whatever. But when Jason kind of dials it back a bit, that's when I like Jason. When he dials it back, just dial it back, just a little piece. I don't mind it. But the fact that he's been able to morph into so many different things, still maintain his audience, and now this motherfucker has convinced y'all to make him a city councilman. How can you really be mad at that? How can you really be mad at that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I ain't too mad. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Cookie, for the super chat. Jami, please know that you are indeed hilarious. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. What? Me talking about the queen has floored you? It was about her time, though. Listen, I have to be honest. It was. It was. It was about that time. Thank you again, Miss Cookie Ray, for the super chat. But yeah, so I just had to, do a little talk about Jason Lee. Like, I can't be too bad at him. The way he is kind of like morphed into these different things that people still accept him. He still got his audience. He's actually cool with Rihanna and cool with Cardi B or whatnot. And ain't no telling what other celebs that he is, connected to. So I think that's cool, but I think that he has a different respect for those people because they're at a higher status than him. But if you're not all the way up there, I don't think he gonna always give you the same respect though. And that's where Jason kind of shows himself. But I feel like with him being the city councilman, it might make him humble in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Or just see people in a different way. Because now he's at the mercy of the people. You got to do for the people now. So yeah. From my understanding, I could have sworn he won that. Let me make sure now, because I could have sworn I saw where Jason Lee won being a city councilman. Out there in Stockton, California. Let me see. Let me see. I thought he won that one. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that says he ran for it, but I'm not seeing where he won it. But I do believe that I thought that he won. So that's what I was looking for. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of stuff where they said that he maintained the lead. But I'm not sure. I'm like, but this was just in March. This was just in March. So let me see. I thought he won that though. This was produced back in March, but I would think now that we're at the end of April. Okay, somebody said he did win. He did win. But now that we're at the end of April, I would have thought that they would have already voted by now. Matter of fact, I feel like Twitter might have it. Let me see if they have it. Do they have it? I would have thought he would have at least put it on his page. At the least. But I don't know. Somebody says look up the city and you can see the district seat history. Okay. So is this it? I hope this is it. Because we're really trying to find out if he won. I might be looking in the wrong place, y'all. I might be looking in the wrong place. Okay, that's what it was. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Let me hop back over here. Okay. That's what it was. Thank you for that. Baby Diamond says he won primary. There is another election. Okay. I appreciate that because that's what it looks like. The news article was saying that there was another one coming, I guess, like towards the end of the year or something like that. So, but he was leading in the polls. So we'll see. Okay. So I retract that he has won completely. He won a piece, but he ain't win the whole thing. Okay. So that's where we at. He won the primary, but the vote not until November. Okay, dog. So thank y'all for that. So he the primary candidate, it seems. Is that what they saying? So he might be in that thing. So we shall see. That's gonna be a whole different ball game if he does win that role. So maybe that'll change up some things a little bit. Cause like I said, I feel like you'll be at the mercy of the people, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure he's probably been around here cleaning up social medias and different stuff to make sure no further scandals or anything come out about him over there in the city to prevent him from getting in that position. But the fact that he's even a leading and he won the primary, interesting. Interesting, honey. We gonna see. But anywho, good luck.